What's going on, guys? So today I want to give you guys an update on the Planet Reef tank rack. So it's been some time since you guys last seen the tank, so let's kind of go over the condition of the tank right now and maybe future plans. Right now I'm in the middle of doing some maintenance on the tank, so I'm just scraping some of the glass walls right now. Obviously it's not completely done, but I want to show you guys the anemones are doing pretty good. I've been trying to keep the parameters pretty stable with the apex, which is really good for monitoring. I really am enjoying that a lot, so that it can kind of do a lot of my testings. Now in terms of livestock, there's no new addition to the system. It's the same exact fish, and really as the anemone multiplies, we'll get new anemones here and there. For example, we got these two here, and then moving to the top a little bit, we got another one over here that kind of just, you know, split, and as they split and grow, they just multiply in this tank. So this tank did have zoas a while back, but then they got wiped out for whatever reason. And then I just really kept mushrooms and the anemones. So these are the Colorado sunbursts that are actually in the tank, and then the ones that are in these guys here are the mock infernos. So the mock infernos have been splitting like crazy for me. So what I ended up having to do, because they don't really fit this box, as they split more, I ended up putting them in the tanks above here. Even though the light isn't dialed in or ideal for corals, but you know, they'll keep the anemones alive for sure. So we have one here, and then we have two here from the inferno split. So eventually I'll probably end up moving all the infernos into here, just because I know that these guys won't be held or contained into this area here. Now the tank up here, my two original clownfish, they're still chilling in here. They have their own anemone here. They haven't really housed it. I know they've done it in the past, but they've just been like, meh, whatever. So that's kind of interesting that they don't really use an anemone even though it's right there. The other clownfish guy here does use the anemone once in a while. We also have the crab there that's chilling. Oh, actually I did get some new, I guess, livestock if you count the little hermit crabs and some new snails, just really to contain the algae and the new algae that's growing in the tank. So this guy has just been eating algae and just kind of doing this thing. So that is a new addition to the tank. So as this grows, I just kind of harvest this and kind of throw it in here. You kind of see it right there for the tang that's in this tank, the one tang that's in the tank, to kind of eat, you know, maybe once a week, kind of change up its diet a little bit. He'll kind of eat that, or she'll kind of eat that. We do have, so this anemone came from my other tank. So the other tank is going through some issues just because I've been trying to figure out what's going on with the algae issue in the other tank. And then I ended up doing a dose of Chem Blue in the tank, just a small hint, and the anemones in those tanks did not like it, so they retracted back. So as they're retracting back, I'm just pulling them out of the tank and putting them in here just so they can recover until that tank is kind of stable, and then putting them back over there. But that anemone is not happy with that dosage. So other than moving some things around, I've been trying to get this side of the tank to grow macroalgae as well, so that we can kind of contain a lot of the algae. As you can see, like, there's a difference, right? Because there's a lot of macroalgae growing in here. It consumes a lot of that I guess nutrients in the water column, and kind of blocks a lot of the light so that it doesn't grow, right? So like, I mean, both of these tanks, they're literally side to side. They're only split by, because it's just separate tanks. They're all in the same system. As you can see, like, one side has like no algae and the other side has a ton of algae. And so I've been trying to move some of this guy over here, and as you can see, there's a couple kind of rooted. It takes a while for these guys to grow, you know. And down here in the sump, our shado, it's been maxed to the brim here, so waiting for, you know, a little bit nicer weather to kind of just thin this out, and so that we can kind of ship these again. I normally ship like these like a couple times a year just because they do max out. But yeah, so this is looking really good. And also we got the Neptune system monitors and whatnot in the back there, so that's what's down in the sump area. Yeah, other than that, we're just trying to keep the system stable, and future plans for it, well, probably not gonna add anything until I figure out what I'm gonna do with possible upgrades down the future. Like I said, I want to get a longer tank so that we can kind of fit a lot of these fish for more room to swim in, and kind of like downsize really down to 2 tanks to 1 reef tank or whatever. But yeah, that's more of like in the future plans. And if that's the case, we'll end up having to like tear down everything here, putting everything in like one tank, and then like starting up another tank. So it's a lot of work, and that's why I've been trying to stabilize the other tank with the algae issue. And the corals, obviously, we need to be able to let them grow over there for a while before we kind of make any moves or transitions like that. So yeah, so this tank's gonna kind of do its thing, run its course, and we'll see what the future brings us for this year. Alright guys, if you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe, and like always, next one guys, peace.